Hello everyone, this is Miss Time Bunny, and here we are with another Vlogmas video. Way! Today I am doing a bit of a story time video, as in I'm actually reading out a story, not talking about myself. So it's story time with Mummy Bunny today. The story is called, right, to all the Russian people out there, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this word, but I think this is how you pronounce it. Is it Babushka? It's Babushka, a Russian Christmas story. Yeah, I do apologise to any Russian speakers out there if I have completely butchered that word. You have to bear with me because I'm English. I'm not very good at pronouncing other words. But yeah, it's called Babushka, a Russian Christmas story. It was the night the dear Christ child came to Bethlehem. In a country far away from him, an old woman named Babouscka sat in her snug little house by her warm fire. The wind was drifting the snow outside and howling down the chimney, but it only made Babushka's fire burn more brightly. "How glad I am that I may stay indoors," said Babushka, holding her hands out to the bright fire. But suddenly she heard a loud rap at the door. She opened it and her candle shone on 3 old men standing outside in the snow. Their beards were as white as the snow and so long that they reached the ground. Their eyes shone kindly in the light of Babushka's candle, and their arms were full of precious things. Box of jewels and sweet-smelling oils and ointments. "We have travelled far, Babushka," said they, "and we stopped to tell you of the baby prince born this night in Bethlehem. He comes to rule the world and teach all men to be loving and true. We carry him gifts. Come with us, Babushka." But Babushka looked at the driving snow and then inside at her cosy room and the crackling fire. "It is too late for me to go with you, good sirs," she said. "The weather is too cold." She went inside again and shut the door, and the old men journeyed on to Bethlehem without her. But as Babushka sat by her fire, rocking, she began to think about the little Christ child, for she loved all babies. "Tomorrow I will go find him," she said. "Tomorrow when there is light I will carry him some toys." So when it was morning, Babushka put on her long cloak and took out her staff and filled a basket with the pretty things a baby would like, gold balls and wooden toys and strings of silver cobwebs, and she set out to find the Christ child. But Babushka had forgotten to ask the 3 men the road to Bethlehem, and she had travelled so far through the night that she could not overtake. They had travelled so far through the night that she could not overtake them. Up and down the road she hurried, through woods and fields and towns, saying to whomever she met, "I go to find the Christ child. Where does he lie? I bring some pretty toys for his sake." But no one could tell her the way to go, and they all said, "Farther on, Babushka, further on." So she travelled on and on and on for years and years, but she never found the little Christ child. They say that old Babushka is travelling still, looking for him. When it comes to Christmas Eve and the children are lying fast asleep, Babushka comes softly through the snowy fields and towns, wrapped in her long cloak and carrying her basket on her arm. With her staff she gently raps on doors and goes inside and holds her candle close to the little children's faces. "Is he here?" she asks. "Is the little Christ child here?" And then she turns sorrowfully away again, crying, "Further on, further on." But before she leaves, she takes a toy from her basket and lays it beside the pillow for a Christmas gift. "For his sake," she says softly, then hurries on through the years and forever in search of the little Christ child. That's a nice little story. I think it's I'm guessing, from using my common sense off the top of my head, that possibly this is almost like a Russian folk tale kind of take on Father Christmas or something like that. I mean, not strictly speaking, obviously, Father Christmas or Santa Claus in the way we know it now, but Something along those sorts of lines, if I'm correct. But it has a very nice little story for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I stumbled a little bit on some of it, but you have to bear with me because I'm sort of having one of those days I'm not quite with it. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you all in my next video for Vlogmas. So until then, I will see you all then in the next video. Bye bye.